Hey guys, and welcome back to Zachary Reality. I am your host, Zachary Reality. How is everyone doing on this lovely day? Unless you're listening to this at nighttime, what's poppin'? Which is a little segue intro teaser to my guest. But welcome back to a new episode of my podcast. This is episode 16, which is crazy. I'm kind of thinking of doing something fun and special for the 20th episode of my podcast. I had two of my friends come on for the 10th episode and we made it like a little special, but I'm going to do something for the 20th. So stay tuned. If you guys have been listening to my podcast every single week, I want to say hello. Thank you so much. We have a very exciting episode today. I have an influencer on. What's poppin'? His name is Davis. He is an influencer on TikTok. He has a huge following on there, and he also has his own show called What's Poppin', where he interviews people on the street in New York. And he's kind of like the Gen Z Billy on the street, but I don't even want to compare him to Billy on the street because he truly is his own personality and his own person. And he's so funny and energetic, and I love his content so much. So I'm going to be playing his interview in just a couple of minutes, but I highly encourage you guys to check him out during the interview. If you want to scroll through your Instagram phone, sometimes when I listen to podcasts, I will like scroll through Instagram because, podcasts could be background noise, but if you're listening to the video version and you like to watch, then, just keep watching. You can do that too. So it's so nice to see you guys again or hear from you guys. It's been like 2 weeks since my last podcast. My last podcast was with Bachelor Data. She runs like spreadsheets on spreadsheets of like data analysis of The Bachelor. So if you haven't listened to that podcast, you guys can check that out. You guys know Zachary Reality. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, YouTube, literally everywhere. So you guys always know where to check it out. But it's so fun to be back on my podcast this week because I truly did miss it. I love doing this podcast. It's a super easy type of, side hustle that I got going on where I get to interview so many awesome influencers and reality stars. And we have many exciting guests lined up, booked up for the next coming weeks, as well as today's guest. Just to tell you guys a little bit about my life, what's going on. Obviously, I've been dragging my birthday out for the past month. Like it's actually really embarrassing and extra at this point. But we're coming off, my reality TV themed birthday party. I dressed up as Kylie Jenner. I had all of my friends come to my party and dress up as housewives. And we had a Snooki. We had two Christine Quinns from Selling Sunset. It was such a time. I had an amazing time at my reality TV themed birthday party when I turned 24 on the 24th. So yeah, I'm really dragging this out because now it's like 2 weeks ago at this point, but go check out my YouTube channel. There is a really funny video. We had a green screen and we all recreated iconic confessional scenes from different reality TV shows, but I just kind of wanted to kind of keep you guys up in the loop that it was a super fun birthday party. And I'm glad that my birthday was a success because, you got to do those things big, especially when you're 24 and the 24. And it is my golden year. It's my champagne year. It's a big year. So a lot of good things are happening. I'm going to be extremely focused on my career this summer and getting everything else that I want out of life. And you guys always can follow me on Instagram, Zachary Reality, to get all of the updates of where I'm hosting and what I'm doing. I will always keep you guys updated and in tune. And, I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this podcast. So let's get ready to play this interview with Davis. Let's play this interview. You guys are going to love him if you haven't heard of him already. And we will touch base at the end of the episode. Okay, we are here with the one and only Davis Burleson. Did I pronounce that correctly? I know we just talked about it.
You did. Perfect.
Yes. Okay, well, we've been following each other on TikTok for a long time. I found you from your friendship with Audrey, because we all know she is the queen of TikTok. You guys did a video on Sharpay Evans and what's that guy's name?
Ryan.
And I was just like, I love this kid. I need to follow him. And then I followed you, and your personality, you're so happy and energetic and positive. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to follow you. And then I followed you, and then you followed me back a few months later. And I was like, oh my God, yay. I got excited. You know, when an influencer you follow, follows you back, it's a good feeling, right?
Yes, it's the best feeling. It's the best dopamine rush ever.
It literally is. So who is someone recently that followed you back that you got excited about?
Recently, I'm trying to think, I don't know about recently, but the biggest one for me that I screamed was definitely Dixie D'Amelio. I kind of flipped my shit over that one. I was so excited. And then also definitely Carlson and also Jamie Lynn Spears. Love her.
What? Oh, you got real celebrities following you. Like, I mean, I have like a lot of reality TV celebrities that follow me, because
Yes.
obviously, and I get so excited when anyone from The Bachelor follows me. I'm like, oh my God, this is a win. I'm doing
You've
my
made
job
it.
correctly. I've made it. Amazing. Now you're obviously huge on TikTok. How did you kind of get started on TikTok?
I started during quarantine whenever, everyone was like locked down. So like in April of 2020, I actually downloaded the app. I didn't use it before because I was under the impression that it was just dancing. And then I like saw that everyone was using it during quarantine. So I was like, I'm going to download it. And immediately when I downloaded it, I was like, I want to be famous on here. Like this is going to happen. Like I'm making this happen. So I like started posting like 5 times a day. I was like, I really am like really passionate about this. And I did that like all of quarantine, and like I had like a few viral videos, but, like nothing really much. And then I posted like 5 times, 3 times a day. And then by August of 2020, so like a lot of months later, I made an impersonation video of Jeffree Star, the YouTuber, and that was the video that like really like blew me up, and like I got so many followers overnight just from that video. And so I do my impersonation of him, and so I was doing him for a while.
Yeah, why did you stop doing him? Because I remember watching those and I loved those.
Yeah, so basically I had started doing a lot of impersonations and a lot of POV. So like I did Jeffree Star, and then I started to do a bunch of just different types of people. So I was always acting, and I'm not an actor. I've never acted before. That's not my skill set. And so the reason why I stopped doing it, I loved it, although I loved it so much, I wanted my followers to get to know like me personally, and I feel like they didn't know me personally. And also it was kind of like I didn't have much to go like to do with it. So I wanted to make myself more of like my brand and like my life, and like them like my followers knowing my like opinions on things and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why I stopped.
Yeah, and now you're pretty well rounded. I feel like you do a lot of vlogs and fashion, and you have like your own What's Poppin' show, which we're gonna get into.
Yes.
This is Billy on the Street 2.0, the Gen Z one and
Yes.
only. But Jeffree Star, do you like follow his career at all? Apparently he's moving to Wyoming now, and he's leaving Los Angeles because he said it was too lonely in Calabasas. But like, wouldn't it be lonelier in Wyoming? There's like 3 people in that state.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be very lonely. But Jeffrey likes his peace. I know everything about Jeffrey, and I feel like Wyoming would be great for him.
Is he like one of your favorite YouTubers?
Actually, no, I'm not even that big of a fan of him. I used to love him, but he's like very controversial. I'm not like really a fan of him anymore. I used to follow him so much because that was like my career for like 5 months was being Jeffree Star. So I had to know everything about him.
Yeah. So what else do you do on your personal account? Like more, what is like your favorite thing that you do?
My favorite thing to do is like my day in life or like previously in my life in New York City. I love to show my life. I love filming them. I think they're so much fun, and it really gets to show like everyone. I love how my followers get to see like what I do, who I am, what I like, what I don't like. That's like what I love to do. And then also just giving tips about living in New York or tips about life and anything that's on my mind, I love to say. So that's kind of what I do.
I love the previously in my life because I'm obsessed with reality TV. So
Yes,
I'm like,
as am I. And like, I think it's perfect because the problem is I was doing day in the life in New York City. That was my thing. Like I always did a day in my life. And then I was so annoyed because not every like I have an exciting thing one day and then an exciting thing another day, but like you can't put them in the same video because it's not one day. So I was like, what can I do to put in a whole week's worth of footage into one video? So it's like previously in my life. So now it's kind of like a recap reality show, and I love it.
whatever you have to do to keep the vlogs more interesting. I personally, made up a fake sugar daddy to make my
Yes,
vlogs more
yes.
interesting. So it's like whatever you have to do to get the views and the clicks, it's what you have to do. And it's clearly working. And I love your content. It's so engaging. Now you're actually in college, right? You said you were 19, I think I heard, which is
Yes, I am.
amazing. What are you studying?
I am studying culture and media, so it's perfect for me. I was my first semester in college. So I just finished my freshman year. My first semester, I was studying photography. I went to Parsons. I hated it. I went to art school not knowing that I had to do art. Like that was a huge wake up call for me. So I transferred after one semester, and now I'm at Eugene Lang, and I'm doing media, and I love it. It's great.
And that is still in New York City?
Yes, yeah, it's the same college, it's a different school within my college. So.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Houston, Texas. Yeehaw, baby.
What? I've been to Houston one time. I had a college friend who lived in Katy. You know where Katy is?
Okay, yes.
We went down there and like we went to like Austin and stuff. And Texas is a good time. A lot of people are actually moving to Texas, like from LA, because it's like safer. They're saying it's like the new LA. What do you think about that?
I think Austin is a great city. It's like, it's very like, I always say that there's Texas and then there's Houston, Austin, Dallas. Like those three big cities are like not very, they're Texas, but they're great places. And like, we don't see horses. We don't ride horses constantly. But
Yeah, everyone assumes. They do that in
yeah,
Wyoming with Jeffree Star.
exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think it's so impressive that you're able to do like all this like influencing lifestyle in college. Like when I was in college, I could barely get through my classes. I literally got like all C's, which get degrees. So
Yeah,
good for
they
you.
do.
How do you like balance it all? And you plan on graduating, right? You're not going to like ditch out early to become a full-time influencer.
We shall see,
Oh,
depending.
okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, and my TikTok career has really blown up this summer. It's been a great timing. So I've had the time, but whenever I was doing TikTok in school, it was very overwhelming, very stressful. And I even had it easier because school was online, so I could kind of like multitask while I was in school. But now this new semester coming up, I have to go in person. So like all day I'm gonna have to be in school, which sucks. And then I'll start my TikTok life and then homework, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely hard. And like I even talked to my therapist because like it was whenever I was talking to my therapist during school, it was always the battle of like TikTok, school, what's more important, and like how do I balance my time. And so I asked her like last week, I'm like, Joy, do you notice a huge difference in me now that I'm not in school? Like, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's so funny you asked that. But yes, I do. You are very much happier, way less stressed. And I'm like, yeah, see, I am. So we'll see if I stay in school. I don't know.
Wow. Well, I mean, I love that you could just nonchalantly say you have a therapist. I think that mental health is so
Oh,
important these
it
days. We
is.
shouldn't be ashamed. I grew up going to therapy. I went for like probably 10 years, like on and off my entire childhood. But ever
Mhm.
since I was an adult, I haven't gone. But like I need one. So I should
Yeah.
probably find one. Thank you for bringing that up to
Yes,
remind
it's
me.
amazing.
I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about again? Oh
Oh, how
yeah.
do I balance school?
Yeah. So what I do, pro tip, I pre-record my TikToks. So like, for example, last night episode of The Bachelorette, I recorded 5 TikToks, edit them, and then I'll post them throughout the day. And that is a
Oh,
way that you can kind of balance that. Could you possibly
yeah.
do that or not with your TikTok niche?
I mean, it is like I've tried everything. Like I'm like, okay, Sunday night, I'm gonna sit down and have all my video ideas planned out. But the thing is, like, sometimes I literally cannot think of videos. Most of my videos, besides my daily lives, are all just like an idea I have randomly that day. So like, it's kind of hard for me to like prepare. For my What's Poppin', it's a lot easier because like it's like set every week. It's like all set in stone and done. But like for my own account, I also for my own account, I've kind of not put it on the back burner, but it's less of a priority for me right now. What's Poppin' is like my main thing. So it used to be like my main account was like all I had at the time. So like that was like a huge stress on me. Like I have to post every day, like in order to stay on the algorithm. But now I'm like, I have like other things going on. So like if I want to post on my main account, I will. If I don't, I don't. So now I post like once or twice or 3 times a week. And like I'm totally fine with that because I love the content that I do.
You really do have to post to stay on the algorithm. I didn't
Yeah.
post for like 2 days and then I was like getting no views. I'm like, I have all these followers. Like, why am I not getting views? But you
It
have to
is a
post.
nightmare. It's a
It's so
nightmare.
annoying. And that's like only on TikTok. But then I feel like TikTok is also amazing because it gives creators the opportunity to just get featured more on the Explore page,
It
unlike any
does.
other app. But you bring up What's Popping, which I think is amazing. Now, I did call you Billy on the street, Gen Z. Is that offensive?
It's not offensive. No, no, no. The only I feel bad for Billy because I don't want
Okay.
I don't know if he would like that, but like I don't care. No, it's fine.
Well, tell us what What's Popping is. How did you come up with the name? And give us like a generalization.
Yeah, so What's Poppin' Show is my internet TikTok show where I go up to strangers in the streets of New York, whether like Washington Square Park, Soho, wherever it may be, and I ask them random questions that I think that are interesting, and they answer, and then we post them. And it's kind of like Billy on the Street, but it's on TikTok and just much shorter content.
Yeah, and you just hit like 1 million followers on TikTok, right?
Yes,
On What's
we
Popping.
did.
That is amazing. Did you ever expect it to surpass your regular account?
Okay, so basically I had gotten the idea for the show, like it's run by a media company. So I was approached with the idea in November of 2020. And so I like went in for an interview with these guys, like 5 straight men. I like walk into this room and I'm like, I'm ready, whatever. And they had pitched the idea to me and immediately I was like, yes, I'm here for it. I love it. But I like had signed the contracts and then we didn't actually end up starting until February. And so we started it, and that was great. But so they had the idea for everything. And yeah, that's kind of how it
That's
started.
amazing that they can like help produce that and everything. Because I was gonna ask, I'm like, who is filming you? Are you paying someone to film you? Do you have an
Yes.
assistant? But it seems like, do they like edit it for you too and kind of put it all together and you're just the host, or what do you do on the back burner?
So I have a videographer. I have an assistant slash writer. So she like comes prepared with like questions, and then also just like helps with people like getting in front of the camera and stuff because it's New York, people are walking. So she's like helping. And then I have an editor, and then I have like a bunch of people on my team that like do all the brand, all that kind of stuff. And then I post on the social media and like respond to comments and all that stuff.
Maybe you don't need college. Like you literally have everything figured out. Have you always been like an overachiever? I mean, you are definitely a few steps ahead in life. Like you're 19 years old, you have a lot going on.
I've always been very like a very driven person. I've always the kind of done thing. I'm a very independent person, so like I've always wanted to like figure things out on my own and not have help from anyone else. So I guess yeah, and I also like always really wanted to do this as a career since I was like 12 years old. I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to do this full time. So it's crazy. I did not expect it to happen this quickly. I had always had the idea. I remember like in middle school or high school being like, I'm gonna start my YouTube channel after college, like, and then I'm gonna start. Like, that's when it's gonna happen. But like, I never expected this to happen this quickly. But
Well, do you have a YouTube channel? Because I was looking and I think you just post your what's popping clips, right?
yeah, they're just the Watch Poppin' clips are posted on there, and I have a
We need
YouTube
more.
channel. I know I want to do YouTube. I want to do vlogs, but like, it's kind of hard because I vlog my life on my phone vertically, and then like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really do want to vlog on YouTube though. It's just hard because like, it's hard to get me to have the motivation for that because I don't have a platform on there. So
It's a separate thing. Like it's totally
exactly.
separate than TikTok. But you've never heard from Billy? Like he's never like commented or
No,
noticed or anything? I mean, you're not
no.
the only person doing this. A lot of people in LA do types of like interviews on this as
Yes.
well. So it's not like
Mhm.
you're like the only person copying him if you call it
Yeah.
copying.
I do get a lot of hate about that, about Billy on the street. Like, he should sue me and he should do this, he should
Oh
do
my God.
that. And like, people are like, you're the less funny version of him. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be him, guys. And it's an interview. Like, I don't know.
Calm down. I actually met Billy like 5 years ago at a Broadway show and he opened my mom's soda because she couldn't open it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then he looked at me like I think he was like, mm-hmm. Like I didn't say anything. I think
Oh
it's just
my
like the
God.
gays just know. And it was
Yeah,
so did you I
yes,
don't know
I
how much you
know.
watched The Bachelor, but it was crazy when he like the flashback of him predicting Colton Underwood was gay. Did you
Oh
see
my
that?
gosh. I think I saw that. That's crazy. Yeah, we know gaydars are real.
They are real. Okay, well, let's play a little game if you're up for it. I want to be on What's Poppin'. Like, I want to be on
Okay,
this
let's do it.
show. I see it. So I'm just going to be in the street. You come up to me, you do your thing. You're in control here, okay?
Okay, let's see. Do, 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 do. Excuse me, sir. What's the craziest thing you've ever done in your life?
I went
Hurry.
skateboarding in the middle of the day in Israel.
Oh my gosh, did anyone see you?
Just my friend.
Okay, was it fun? How'd it feel?
It felt so liberating because the water was so warm, but like my ass kind of got sunburned. So
Okay, we love a nice tan.
thank you. Well, I don't always get tan. Sometimes I get burnt because like the red hair, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. Do you like tanning in the summertime?
I try. I like to lay out. I love laying out and tanning. Yes,
I don't
100%.
have the patience for that. I can't do it. I always think it's a great idea, and then I want to get inside. It's too hot.
Well, who needs a tan anyway, right?
Yes, of course. Fake tan's great,
Yes.
and that's the show.
Oh my God, I love
You did
that.
great.
So how many views did I just get?
I would say probably about 1 million. Yeah.
1 million just for that? Do you notice
Yeah.
like people get more views based on what like the funny thing they say, or do you think it's more like algorithm based?
I honestly, whenever I do like interview someone and I ask them the question, and I can tell by the first word they say, I'm like viral, or no, this isn't it. Like every video that's like gone pretty much viral, I kind of knew. I can just tell by like the way their responses are. If their responses are very like thought provoking or very like if they're very quick, then I'm like, yes, perfect. I don't think they're very algorithm like based. Like the algorithm really pushes them. So it just
Yeah.
depends on how
And I
good it
guess it
is.
depends on like comments and shared, and that pushes them. Have
Yes,
you ever
yes,
met anyone on the street that was like, I love your show, put me on this, and like come up to you?
Yeah, so do you mean just like what from What's Poppin'? Yeah, so basically
Or
it's
anywhere?
actually yeah, so it's recently it's been a lot more. Now it's like, on the streets people are like I love you, it's so much fun. It's my favorite thing in the world. But it's actually really interesting now. It's like in the beginning when I started the show, no one wanted to answer my question. I would probably be like 25% of the people I would ask questions to, they would answer. And now that I have the mic, and now that the show is, has a million followers now, a lot of the people that I interview now like know who I am already, especially if they're like younger. So like a lot of times I'll like run up to them, and then the first thing they will say is like, "I love your show," and then I'll be like, "Okay, but answer." I'm like, "Thank you, but answer the question." And so like that is. Yeah, get to the point. And then that part is usually always edited out. But like I've noticed a huge difference. Now it's 100% of the time everyone answers my question, which has been a lot easier for me.
Yeah. Well, I think it takes a minute to just get the ball rolling and get like the momentum going. So now that you have it locked down, you know your formula, you know your format, of course it's gonna be easier. And you're doing a great job. So I commend you for it. I think you're absolutely hilarious. Where do you want to go with everything that you got going on? You might drop out of college. Like, what are your kind of like aspirations? Where do you see yourself in a year or two from now?
That's funny you asked that, because I was actually asked that question the other day. I think I never thought of myself as being a host. Like whenever I started the show, I'd had no experience hosting, didn't think I wanted to be a host, but I really like hosting and holding a microphone and asking questions to people. So like maybe like the Andy Cohen or like Ryan Seacrest or something like that. Or
that's
like
my job, bitch.
Oh, okay, I'll hand it to you. I'll hand it to you. But something like that, maybe hosting. I don't really know what I want to do, but definitely I love entertainment. I want to be in entertainment for the rest of my life.
100%. Me too. Get to LA. We will talk. I could totally see you hosting like a game show.
Yes.
Or like just something with like a large crowd, because I just feel like your energy is always up.
Oh, thank you.
But you said you love entertainment, so it's now time. We got to talk about Housewives. This is a reality TV podcast. We always talk about reality TV. Now, Beverly Hills and New York are the two ones you're watching. Are those the only Housewives shows that you watch?
No, I watch all of them. Right now I'm watching those, but I watch all of them. The only one I haven't watched, and it's because there's too many seasons, it stresses me out, is Atlanta.
Oh my God, Atlanta's good.
I know, I need to watch it, but it's like 14 seasons.
Yeah, well, just watch what's current. Like literally.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like I haven't even watched early season of Housewives. Like I would just pick up when it's live, and it's just like, all right, it's on.
There we go.
Can we get into Beverly Hills? Because I am obsessed with this season. I love Beverly Hills. It's like my second favorite franchise after.
It's my favorite.
It's your favorite. And what do you think of the season so far? Who are you loving?
Okay. Always loving Rinna. Rinna is my favorite housewife of all time. Whether you love her or you hate her, she is so entertaining. I'm obsessed with her. And this season, it's. I think I'm living for Garcelle this season. I think she's so witty. I never don't agree with Garcelle. And then the whole Erica situation. I have to ask you. Do you think she knew?
Yeah. Well, I actually just watched The Housewife and the Hustler a few days
ago. Yes,
so
did I.
Okay. Like, thank God you're here. I've been wanting to talk about this. I think she totally knew. She, in my opinion, she manipulated the master manipulator. He manipulated all these people for years, which is actually very common in law and stuff. A lot of lawyers do this, but I think because she put her life in the public, and then after like so many years of him doing this, of course it's gonna like come out. So I think she knew, but I don't think she knew like everything. I think she kind of like looked the other way with a lot of situations, and maybe she didn't know every last detail, but she definitely knew he was doing things, and she didn't care because she was getting everything she wanted. She is the definition of a trophy wife, in my opinion.
I completely agree. I think she didn't. I think she knew that something was going on for sure. That was definitely illegal, but she didn't know the extent of what was happening.
But do you think she was even like in love with Tom? Like, what do you think? Were they having sex? Like, what is really going on in their relationship?
I do not think they were having sex. I think the last time they had sex was probably before they even got married, honestly. But
you think they have sex for 30 years of marriage?
No, I think they did. You know, every so often. He probably was the one that wanted it. I'm sure she probably didn't want to have sex with him, but I'm sure he was the one that wanted to.
She has to pay the price.
Yeah, she has to. This is the life she chose. But I think I watched the show, and it's hard for me to like not believe her because she's a very believable person. I don't know. I really have like a soft spot for her whenever I'm like, I believe you. I don't know, because I think I've watched her for so many years and like grown this trust with her. And I've seen the way she talks about Tom, so I'm like, she seems like
now she's really talking differently about him. Now she's like, he's mean, he's this. I'm like, you have been talking positive about him for 5 years on the show. Now all of a sudden he's mean. All of a sudden you have a problem. I will say that I felt bad for her when I saw her moving into her 3-bedroom, $7,000 a month house. You know, the struggle. Yes.
The
God,
worst.
she doesn't
The
even have a
dump.
guest. She doesn't even have a guest room. Like her 2 extra bedrooms are for her glam and for her clothes. So
But
she
of
doesn't even have
course.
a guest room for Mikey, the hairdresser. I did kind of feel bad for her, but I also feel like she did it to herself. And
Yeah.
like, do you think she's going to end up going to jail? Where do you see her future?
I I I don't know. I don't think she'll end up going to jail. I think she will deny. I definitely see Tom going to jail for sure. But I don't think Erica is going to jail. I personally don't believe she is.
Okay, well, I personally think she will go to jail.
Ooh, a
I think,
Teresa moment.
yeah, but it won't go as well because 5 years ago that would be okay. Now in this day and age, like she's canceled. I don't think she's even going to come back to the show next season. I don't think it's really
Yeah.
possible for her, which
And
kind of
Andy
sucks.
Cohen had said something about how she's gonna come back, how they wanted her, but
Yeah.
like
But then the
I
legal and the law and the way everything plays out, and this is obviously going to get dragged out for like a year. So I don't know if she's going to come back for the show. We'll see how this season ends. She's not doing press all season because usually
I
they'll
know.
watch what happens live or she'll do interviews and stuff. She's not doing anything all season. So I'm super interested. But what are you thinking of the newbies? We got Kathy Hilton, we've got Crystal. Who do you like more?
Kathy Hilton is the best thing that happened to Beverly Hills. She like I think it's actually quite right that she doesn't have a diamond this year. I think the place that she's in right now, she's comedic relief. I think it's perfect. I die at everything she says. And I think it's just hilarious. Crystal, in the start, I really liked Crystal in the beginning. And then in that Tahoe trip and kind of after, I think she's being a little dramatic, being a little bit of a
You
baby.
like Sutton? Are you Team Sutton?
I honestly, Sutton bothers me too, but I don't like either of them, honestly. I know in my heart, I can tell that I'm going to deep down end up loving Crystal. I think it's just in the beginning, it's kind of like your rite of passage whenever you're new housewife, like this drama is going to happen in your first couple of episodes. But yeah, I'm not liking both of them right now.
That's if you had to pick a side, where do you stand?
I'm on Sutton's side for this argument, yes.
Okay, I'm on Sutton's side too. I get a kick out of her. I do think she's really uptight. And it's
Yeah.
just like relax. Like you're calling Crystal all these names, like you need to chill. But Crystal is also a little bit like, my husband, he works at the Lion King. It's like Crystal, you're like calm down. Like
Yeah.
please.
Put your Birkin down.
Yeah. So I just had a reality TV themed birthday party. Maybe you saw it
Oh
on
my
my
God.
Instagram, but I
Yes,
dressed up as Kylie Jenner. If you were in LA, I would have invited you to the party. Who would you have been and why? And how would that have played out for you?
I would probably, if I had to pick any reality star, I probably would have been Lisa Rinna. I had to. I think she's the best. I probably wouldn't even have to wear a wig. I could just kind of like got my sideburns and like the back of my hair, and just get some. Okay, I should have gone to my dermatologist to get some more lip filler. But
Why don't you do Lisa Rinna on TikTok? Have you done an impression?
I have not done an impression. I'm like, again, I said I'm not an impressionist. Like, I think I can just do Jeffree Star very well. I wanted to do more impressions. I've never tried to do Lisa Rinna. Own it, baby. I don't know.
I think you should do it. I would love
Practice.
to
I'll
see it.
practice.
Maybe we can do a collab. I'll be like Kyle or Dorit or something, and
Yes,
make this
yes.
work. But what do you think about Lisa and like Amelia and Scott? The way she's kind of reacting to things. It's so fascinating watching her kind of talk about it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that we haven't gotten to much detail yet. Kind of want to hear what Amelia says. We kind of just saw her on the FaceTime, but I think so far Lisa's handling it pretty well. I think she's doing the right thing right now. I think she's been very casual about it and asking her girlfriends for advice and stuff. So
Casual? I don't know about
No,
casual. She was just like
I,
screaming
I
at the last party.
she was screaming it, but I'm saying like she's not freaking out about it. Do you know what I mean? She's not like, what is my daughter doing? You know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I hope that Amelia ends up on the show and that it
Yeah.
plays out. I asked all of my guests this question. Which reality show do you see yourself going on and why?
I would love to be on the Real Housewives. I would love to be the first gay house husband. I've made a video about this before and I listed all my reasons why. So hopefully one day. But other than that, I'm trying to.
They're doing
What?
that. That's in the works. Like the next like
Ooh,
5 years, they're trying to get
amazing.
an all gay show on Bravo.
That would be amazing. I won't be old enough though, but maybe in the reboot or upcoming
Yeah.
seasons. But yeah, probably that Real Housewives. I'm trying to think of like any other reality show that I want to be
Maybe
on,
Big
but like,
Brother, Survivor, Amazing
see, the
Race.
thing is like when you go on a reality competition show, you're kind of a one-hit wonder. Like you don't have much after that. So I would want to be casted on a show that's like multiple seasons I'm
That hasn't
on.
existed
So
yet.
yes,
Okay,
exactly.
well, we will be looking forward to that. Let's dive
Thank you.
into the Housewives of New York. What is your overall thoughts of this season? For me, season is just not doing it.
Can they leave the Hamptons? Like, can we get a little bit of a New York City? Like, I think there was like how many episodes in the Hamptons? Like 6?
Yeah, it's just a lot. But
It
like,
was insane.
they don't really like to film in the city as much. Maybe it's just too like crazy there. It seems so
I
busy.
think it was COVID. They filmed in like the heart of COVID, like in November. So I think that was a main reason why. I think this season is not my favorite. I've still watched it and like laughed a little bit. Sonia, thank God she's there.
Yeah.
Um,
So is Sonia your favorite on the show?
Okay, so I love Sonia. My favorite on the show, and like no one's gonna agree with me because everyone hates her, but I am obsessed for entertainment purposes. I'm obsessed with Ramona Singer. Everything that comes out of her mouth, I die. I think she's hilarious. I think she's a horrible person, but like I think she is so funny and like I don't know. I think she's great entertainment.
No, I get that. Ramona, I mean, she's been on the show for 13 years. Like, it makes sense. I despise her like so much. Like, I can't stand her, but like, of course, she's fun to watch. It's kind of like Danielle Staub from Jersey.
Right.
I despise her, but like, you have to watch her. It's addicting to watch her.
Yes.
My favorite is actually Leah on New
Oh,
York. I get a kick out of her. She's like a badass chick, but she also is just being really uptight this season
she is.
for no reason. And then it's her and like Ebony, they just like pushing Ramona to get that reaction. It's kind of awkward this season because it's like you have these three on the other, like Luann, Sonia, Ramona. They're so much older, and then
Right.
Leah and Ebony are like 35. It just doesn't make sense. And then Burleson just got introduced to the group, and I think she kind of brings a good vibe. Are you all caught up? What do you think about her?
Was there an episode last night? Or-
Maybe there's an episode tonight, but she
Oh,
was
okay,
introduced
tonight.
last week.
Oh, I don't think I saw that. No.
I didn't see it either. So
Oh, I didn't see
it. I'm like one episode behind.
I think I am too. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I watch on Sling, so it's a little delayed.
Okay. Well, if anyone is listening, comment wherever and let us know what you think.
I'm obsessed with Ebony Williams, by the way.
Do you think you know that she's the first ever housewife to never be a housewife or never
Wow.
in all time?
That's crazy. I think all for it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a different type of show because they're all single on that show.
Yeah, they are. They are all single. I think that's really interesting. I was actually at the same party as Ebony last week, 2 weeks ago.
So I saw that party and I was like, oh my God, there's so many cool people there. You saw Tasha from the
I met her. I talked to her for like 2 minutes.
Stop.
Nicest human being in the world. I love her. She's so sweet.
Wait, tell everyone what party, because now we're talking about it. What party did you go to and how was Pride?
It was so fun. I went to the Alice and Olivia Pride Prom in the Hamptons, in Southampton. We like got on a party bus with all the TikTokers and went to the Hamptons, and it was so much fun. It was so like just a joyful event. It was really, really great. And I saw Leah Michelle from Glee, and I saw Drew Barrymore and like Ebony from New York, Real Housewives of New York City. And I met so many great people. It was amazing.
That is amazing. And that is, so like, what is one of your favorite parts about being an influencer? It's just like the parties, like the free PR packages, the likes, the follows. What do you like get the most out of it?
I think my favorite part I think the best part about all of it is that I can be myself for my job. I think that's like the coolest thing. But like so far, like the thing that brings me the most joy out of all of this is like meeting people that support me in person. Like that's like getting recognized in public is like the most surreal. Every single time that it happens, it's like, I can't believe this is my life. So that's my favorite.
That's super cool. And what do you have like advice for anyone that wants to be an influencer or get viral on TikTok?
My advice would be to literally do not give up. And I think show your personality as much as possible, because people will fall in love with you for your personality. If you don't show who you are as a person, then no one will care. So you got to really talk and just don't give up and post as much as possible. And literally just don't give up. I literally tried every single day for 5 months until it happened because I wanted it that badly.
Yeah, exaggerate your personality, amplify it, show it off, and anyone can be, as long as you just have like the drive, I feel like anyone can do it. It's one of those
Definitely.
things because you just keep growing every single week on your platform. So like anyone can do it. Before I let you go, what do you have going on? Where can everyone follow you? What can people have to look forward to content-wise? Give us a little rundown.
I have a lot of things. You know that how all the influencers are always like, oh my God, so many things in the works. I can't say
No,
anything.
tell us everything you could tell us.
I have some exciting stuff. I don't really know, like, I don't know
Be
what I
more
can say, what I
specific.
can't. There's, like maybe like TV shows, stuff like that. Really exciting. But yeah, I'm really excited. Continue following my TikTok at Davis Burleson and at What's Poppin' Show. And both on Instagram at Davis Burleson and on the TikTok _ What's Poppin' Show. Can't get that underscore taken away for some reason, but yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I will have all of your links in the descriptions down below so everyone can check you out.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys, that was my interview chat with Davis. As I just mentioned, all of his socials are linked below. So definitely check him out on TikTok. Check out his show, What's Poppin', because he's so hilarious and I love him so much. And we were talking off camera. We're like, if we lived in the same city, we'd be friends because he's in New York and I'm obviously in LA. But definitely check him out. It was so fun having him on. He is a great time, great energy. And thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of Zachary Reality. As always, we are on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, everywhere you get your podcasts, as well as the video version on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check me out on all platforms, as well as TikTok. Hello. So you everyone have the best weekend ever. Thank you again for listening, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.